What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Musume video, and here we are with Taiki Shuttle once again to train for the League of Heroes, which starts this Sunday from what I remember from what I said yesterday. And here we are, just pretty much the same setup. Nothing really changes here. Primarily using stamina inheritance, as always. And then the setup, as always, 2 speed, 1 guts, 1 power, 1 wise, and also the Yayoi friend card. And yeah, just like the other setups, except for the Great Escape one that we did on Silent Suzuka, everything is still pretty much the same. So with that being said, let's just jump into the training. But before we do jump into the training and to the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, feel free to join the Discord server by going to the link in the description down below. And then after that, if you guys haven't joined a circle or you guys are looking for a circle to join, feel free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you sent a request. And after that, go either to the comment section or to the Discord server and go to the circle request channel, and on either or let me know that you sent the request and let me know what your in-game name is, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle instead of someone else, just to be sure. But with that being said, that's going to be pretty much it for the circle. Let's get the training started. But at the same time, let me load up the comments. I think she has wise than her growth rate, so I think just pick stamina, just for the sake of hoping we get all the stamina that we need. Well, we only need like 800, so shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to make it, but it doesn't hurt to make sure. Okay. Alright, so the first comments we're gonna be going over are from Nova. I'm still prepping for the League of Heroes. I think Donna will carry me since I got her double S with leader and mile aptitude. Still, I need a new scenario soon, man. My backlog of long distance Pumas that I want to train is piling up. I believe another month. Actually, let's see. When did... Well, I'm assuming it's gonna be like October 20 something. Just based on the fact that it usually falls on the 20th around there because of the anniversary. But I'm just gonna go see ports, and then where is Yayoi right there? Yeah, so it was on June 25th. Yeah, so 4 months would be on October. So basically, from what it sounds like, we should probably get the new scenario along with maybe also a new event, which would be the festival event, unless they release the festival event before the new scenario and then they do the new scenario. At least that's how I see it's gonna happen. Which would mean that we We it should mean that we should be training the CM in this scenario, like what Kanoki said on a while ago, like a while ago. I do remember him saying that. If it wasn't him, then it was someone else. But I do remember someone saying that. And it is possible, because you'll need like 900 to 1,000. Well, I think 900 would be okay for this one. For this CM, I think. But yeah. Regardless. To reach, you're gonna have to reach like 900. And it is possible. Even without a stamina card, because I did... I did do that with Suzuka on Monday, so... We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I do miss training medium distance and long distance. Well, long distance is even though I like training long distance, it's still harder for me because it's technically like I'm training Great Escape, so hopefully will be better next time around, but I should completely focus on this scenario still. When the strongest speed card is Kita, boy, it's like going back to the Stone Ages. Yeah, I mean, yeah, having her card since when it was released, it's come a long way. And the fact that she's still usable up to this point is crazy. Like, if it's what you had, the best you have, it's still usable, which is great. Oh, where's comments? I'm not sure if the language barrier is that severe for people to play global instead of JP. I personally don't see how people can't play JP without knowing Japanese. Maybe this is just me. Honestly, I could probably think the same. I can think the same because the main thing is, at least for me and what I've done to... Well, if we're just talking about Pretty Derby, the main thing was is that I just kept playing. Even without Game Tora in the beginning, even without Game Tora, it was still possible because obviously I'm still here playing the game. All it is really, even if there wasn't a Game Tora, you could. There's still other websites out there where you could still search for the event options, so you could choose the right event options. Albeit, you're gonna have to look individually and not have, or just have them in different tabs, because I don't know if those sites have what Game Tora does and has the training thing. What's it called? The training event helper, where you could have your setup and all that. But I'm pretty sure whatever Eugen and Ren uses for when they play, it helps them the same way. So maybe they can just do that. If there's that's another way, honestly, if they don't want to go through. Well, I guess that wasn't made also in the big too early in the game, I would assume. So yeah, all it really was is just to play and just do your research if you really wanted to pick the right options. Or no, or what I did was, before looking at stuff, looking stuff up, was pick different options to see which option I wanted to pick. If you really truly wanted to play the game, you would do what you can to play the game. That's what I did. And that goes for any other JP games that I did play. It's just a matter of learning where's what does what, and eventually you'll remember things. And the only thing you pretty much just know how to play the game without knowing what it says for most of the part. So yeah. So yeah, I could say the same thing where I don't know. I think it's more that they just don't want to go through the hassle and just take their chances on the fact that there's going to be a global game, which luckily enough 4 years later, pretty much, I got lucky there. So yeah. But is it worth it, especially with knowing that it's been gonna be 4 years pretty much? That's the real question. Was 4 years really worth the wait when you could have taken like the first month or so of whenever joining the game at any point? Month, maybe less, depending on your, well, I mean, depending on how long it takes you, I guess. Pretty sure it could take like a week or two if you really put the time in during that week or two. But I'll just say a month just for the sake of like time and all that. Yeah, just if they had given it a month at least to learn what does what and which button goes where, they'd they'd most likely would have learned the game by now, for sure, for sure. I mean, prime example is Tanoki. Started on December of last year, 2 months, 3 months before the anniversary. I think 2 months. Yeah, like 2 months. And now doing better than me, who's been playing since the beginning, so it's definitely possible if you just do it yourself. I mean, if you just actually do it and yeah, I would say that the reason why they didn't do it would just be that they just didn't want to go through it. Go through the whole process of learning the game. Because if they really wanted to, then they would have done it. Although I'm pretty sure there's a good amount of people outside of Japan who does play the game in Japanese, so yeah. Went to a manga store with my girlfriend back in Taiwan. She spotted something instantly among the manga shelf. I was like, what caught her attention? I took a look at the cover and I found out it was BL. I'm not sure how girls find these things so quickly. Oh, the horror of girls. I'm gonna go move on with the comments just to see what Eugen says, and also Nova, but Eugen had responded saying, it's like Yuri for guys, period. Then Nova had responded saying, I'm okay with Yuri. Not really something that piques my interest. Then Eugen says, so yeah, on how you feel, it's similar to that. I did ask a Japanese friend about that before, I think, and the feeling was similar to that, just of entertainment. Yeah, pretty much is like Yuri for guys, but just like Nova, it doesn't really necessarily pique my interest. If we're talking about Yuri, even though I'm okay with it, I don't necessarily look for it. um BL obviously wouldn't be of interest, especially towards the male population of those who watch or read anime and manga. And with girls, I'm pretty sure they'd be okay with both Yuri and BL. Obviously, I would think so. That would probably just be the main difference. Is that I would say girls would be okay with it, with both, or us guys we're just okay with Yuri, but we don't necessarily like if we see it, we're like, hey, let's go take a look at it. just like Nova's example with his girlfriend in Taiwan, where she just instantly went to the manga shelf and went to the BL manga. So we wouldn't be doing that unless we were totally into that kind of thing, you know. I just realized something. I didn't do a race, or did I? I didn't do a race. I technically can do this race, but I think I'll be okay. I don't know. I don't think I did a race in the first one. It's been a while since I've done Taiki Shuttle, so I'm kind of just a little off about it, but it is what it is. The only thing I'm curious is... Never mind. It just slipped my mind. But moving on, opposite of Shushu, the girlfriend is not clingy at all, but rather more like a cat herself. One day she's aloof, and another day she likes, let's go outside and do something. Feel like it just had something to do with this has something to do with whatever anime was mentioned yesterday that I said I wasn't gonna watch. But are we in the next two? We are we doing a race? Seems like it. Okay. Opposite of Shushu, the girlfriend's not clingy at all. See, regardless, it's gonna take more time for me to think about what one went down in the comments yesterday about this anime for me to remember than me to move on. Because honestly, I kind of, you know. I already said that I pretty much won't watch it, so that's all I remember. Besides, like, let me scroll down. Let me scroll down and see what was said, because honestly, I don't necessarily remember a lot from what we mentioned. Besides, I think did I do this? I did. All right, 19%. 19% is a no-go. Sadly, 19% is a no-go. Do you see why I don't trust 20%? Because I can't even trust 19%, nor can I trust 4%. Even 1% sometimes. I should probably just. What did you? What did Nova say in his comment again? That opposite. What was it? There it is. I guess when I think, well, I don't know. Are we talking about the girlfriend who is the quote unquote who is the yandere? Because the only me, the only reason why I say clingy when it comes to yandere is because when I think yandere, obviously I'm thinking crazy levels of loving someone, right? So in my eyes, that at least from what I've seen, it does seem clingy to me. Like I know it's just when it comes towards the love interest. Cause I know outside of that, they can be their normal self. But I'm just talking straight up when they go into their the yandere part. The whole I guess like a what would be a good example? Like I seen Mirai Nikki and I've seen it like 2, 3 times, but the last time I seen it was a long time ago. So I'm gonna try to remember. Um, I do remember being. I remember watching Mirai Nikki, and I was okay with it. And I did. I would say I didn't hate it. I did like it more than anything, if anything. um, but yeah, because from what I remember, just from her. I'm just using her as an example because I'm trying to remember how it went down. But like she seemed like an okay character. Like she was okay outside of her when she would get all yandere. Like I separate the two personalities, obviously. So I'm just like, you know, I know it may sound confusing because I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say at the moment. But I don't know. I think it's because yandere was mentioned in I think Ren's comment and also I think Rick's comment. I think so. Already in my head, I was thinking, oh heck nah, you know. And then also Ren did ask me yandere or tsundere, but I mean, either way, I still don't care for no yandere. But I mean, if she is just a way to describe, then I mean that's just a girlfriend, then that's fine. But I think we may have misunderstood characters. I think. I think. I'm not sure. Like I don't know who's who. Like if it's the same one we're talking about, or what was it, the Happy Sugar Life one? If it's about the same one where it's the was it I don't know. We may be talking about like two different like confusing things because there was a lot going on in the comment section yesterday about that about an anime, and I don't know if it was mixed in or not. So if it was that the whole time, then uh yeah. For me not knowing anything, it's hard for me to honestly care about. So that's why I'm having a hard time really to kind of explain my thing. Like if I knew exactly how the character was and all that, this would have been way easier. But it's literally like three people telling one guy, trying to talk about an anime with one guy who hasn't seen it. So I'm kind of just here like, yeah. And I'm picking up different things from you, Ren, and Rick. I'm just like, and then the next day, you continue talking about said anime. I'm just like, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. So honestly speaking, I don't know what to say about that. The only thing that really sticks to me when I go over that comment, when it says she's not clingy at all, is that I'm thinking the only thing that sticks to me from the comments yesterday was yandere and clingy, and that's the only thing I can put two and two together because I literally put those two together. To me, at least, I put them together because you know, be nice and sweet, and then later on be bad. I almost said it. Just crazy. Crazy, all clingy and all that. No, I hate it. I like me space. So yandere is definitely still not the way for me, either way. As if you're gonna get all up in my face, get protective and all that. Whole different story. But Eugen had responded saying, I'm fine if the girl's clingy all the time. But when me playing games or similar, I think I need space. Or I'm fine, she's just there while busy at those. You can join though. If she doesn't play games and all that, honestly, that's a bonus, I'd say. Because normally they wouldn't be into video games and all that. Normally. At least based on experience from my past. So never necessarily were into playing video games or stuff, so that kind of was just me time. It depends how clingy is what I'm trying to say, is because to me clingy can be cute, but if it's all the time clingy, then you're not creating that space, that me time that I need. That me time that I need, whether if it's I'm playing games or not, I still need that me time for myself. This is only if like I'm only saying this based off like my last relationship, because let's say you've seen a person, you see your girlfriend, significant other, a few times a week, but you still also, you know, on the days you don't talk to each other, you still, you know, or not see each other, you still talk on the phone or text. But except these phone calls are more like it's they're okay in the beginning. After a certain point, it gets a little, you know, to me, it gets a little tiring. The reason being is because it felt like it started to feel like it had to happen. Like it was a must thing to do every day. And I wasn't feeling that, to be honest. Like I said, because if we're not talking on the phone, obviously we're texting here and there throughout the day. And if now we're seeing each other and all that. And, you know, I failed another training. That's crazy. That's crazy. And, you know, being busy throughout the day, whether it was with her or school, work, and all that, you just want to wind down, but you know, she's just there, still constantly texting, even though you're like, let me chill. Still texting, still wanting to talk on the phone at the same time, even though you just want to, I could be doing homework, could be studying, or needing to sleep. Yeah, no, that's a big no. I need space. I need space. So yeah, clingy is a no to a certain extent. They can be clingy to be cute, but if they're being clingy to be clingy or to be overprotective and all that, and then you're starting to go over the lines of, yeah, this is gonna start to low key annoy me. So yeah, the worst part is when you're trying to do something or you've had something planned and she tries to, especially she's known about it. This was like, let's say this was like a plan with the boys or something else, like this has been planned. Or you're just trying to do something yourself and all that, and they just keep trying to get involved. That's another thing. Heck nah. So yeah, there's different levels. You just say at level 1 where it's like cute levels of clingy, then that's fine. That's fine. Start to go a little higher. So yeah, it all depends on it, on clinging. Like I said, it could be okay as long as it's just there, just right. My highest is still a UD9, though. I'm just waiting for the new scenario to boost my grade again. Again. I'm not in a hurry to get UC, but my bet with Shushu is still on, even though he denies it. I'm not even denying it. I'm not even denying it. It wasn't even a bet to begin with, since I couldn't even reach UD. I wasn't only straight up denying it, I flat out rejected it at the point where I realized I wasn't reaching it. You are the one who implies that we are still going through it, and you still assume that I can still catch up within the next month, which I'm still struggling to reach UD. So no, you can bet with yourself or a shadow version of myself, and have fun with that. Have fun with the shoo that's denying it, because I'm just trying to reach UD. I made it nice and clear that I'm just trying to reach UD, because I can't even think about UC if I can't even reach UD. So I'm not denying it. I'm gonna just flat out tell you I haven't been thinking about reaching UC since I can't reach UD. So you can keep coping over there saying that I'm denying, and and we're still racing to UC. We're not, because I can't reach UD. So no. I'm sorry, Nova. You can say I'm denying it. I'm gonna straight out say right now that I'm not doing it because I can't reach UD. I should have been painfully obvious to you. Oh. Just got the guaranteed 3-star UMA ticket from the metal shop, and I got a really flat Summer Suzuka. It's good because I don't have her alt, and I can probably try her out in the near future, maybe even for the League of Heroes. I don't know how I feel about you getting Suzuka and just straight up calling her that. It's kind of rude in my eyes. It's kind of rude in my eyes. Because this is coming from a guy who prefers Mount Everest. That's all I gotta say on that comment. That's all I gotta say on that comment. Not even a congrats, because you gonna even straight out say it flat out on flat out like all caps to make it even more you know, like you're really trying to say it, let people know, you know, you're that guy who's like speaking normally and then a specific word comes out and you're gonna accentuate the way you say it. You're gonna really say it. You're gonna say it with your chest and then go back to speaking to normal. That's how that's how I imagine it. That's how I imagine it. I don't know why you gotta be so rude to the, you know, to the Suzukas, you know, who's not McQueen's. I don't know why you gotta be rude. You could say you're not being rude, but I don't see equality between the two when it comes to you talking about it. I don't hear no equality on the sizes. I see straight up. I see you straight up attacking when it comes to, or like just like making fun when it comes to them not having your favorite hills and mountains. Unless it's McQueen. She's like literally the only exception. I guess Mayano, because you had been talking about her for a while. That's pretty much it. Speaking of reverse, next patch was the anniversary literally next month? Dang, it's been a year? It's been a year? Guess it's another 200 pulls for the robot Mama Lucy to see how many copies I can get. Robot Mama Lucy? Is this a character that I just ignored or forgot about? I feel like you may have mentioned her, but at the same time, I don't know who you're talking about. Lucy. I just realized that I've been hoarding a lot of mats in that game to the point where I have almost no issues just inside 3 a character when they come out. That's what I did with Windsong and Villa the moment I got them. Oh, it took me a while. Because I had to farm. Why do I feel like my Taiki Shuttle has been kind of off when it comes to training her? I don't know. Well, it could just be me. It could just be me. And this could just be about what I've been doing. But when you mentioned the gachas you are less concerned with, it does seem to be the case for me too. See, you get what I'm talking about. You get what I'm talking about. That's exactly why I reacted the way I did towards the way you reacted to Princess Connect. Because, look, you sounded like you did not want to pull. Because you flat out straight out said that you didn't want to pull originally. There was no hype built up for this for this banner or collab. That you saying that you went to pity literally means like you sound like you didn't care that you went to pity. All it sounded like it mattered that you got the character and you're just like, cool. You know? Like, cool. Move on, you know? It wasn't like you were nervous pulling for Chung-Li. Now that's a whole different story. You see the big difference here? Obviously you did because you were the, the example for both. So yeah. That's pretty much why I didn't care as much. I feel like I said this yesterday, but I'm gonna say it again. That's the reason why. But moving on, while I can say definitively that you rank Zenless higher than I do, I'd say the gacha has been slowly rising on my list. Oh yeah, I definitely raise it higher than you, because I prefer it than reverse, because 2 different complete starts, obviously. Reverse could have been a different story if I had a better start to say, you know? Just saying. But right now the bottom gacha has not changed for me, and that is Counterside. The only goal for that game is to get all awakened characters and call it a day. I haven't even touched the story since 9 chapters ago. The gacha that's still slightly higher than Counterside would be Cat Fantasy. That's hilarious. But with the heavy monetization and less free-to-play elements of the game, I just do my dailies and call it a day. Then the third gacha from the bottom would be Nikki or Arknights. With Nikki being a year behind, I'm not that invested. As for Arknights, I just read the main story and invest in all the 6 stars, kind of like Counterside. My top 3 gachas that I do care about would be Blue Archive at number 1, since that is my main, Uwa, since that is the replacement for Genshin, and finally Reverse, since that gacha respects my time the most out of all the 14 to 15 I play. I would assume then Princess Connect would be somewhere around the middle, probably towards the lower end and the higher end. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know how much time you actually do spend on that game, or how much you actually do care about it, but just from the way you sounded off the banner, that's all I had to go off on. And if you don't sound like you're hype or caring for a banner, especially after saying you didn't want to pull for it originally, and you still pulled, I'm not gonna care, because it didn't sound like you wanted to do it to begin with. Keep that in mind, Nova. You did say you didn't want to pull originally, so yeah. But I think for me, it's like at the halfway point, it's literally 50-50 on whether it depends. Because if it's not the bottom 3, or let's see, 15. If it's not the bottom 3, then whatever slightly above it, it's kind of like the ones that interchange depending, I guess, on what I'm doing in the game at that time. So yeah. But other than that, thank you for all the comments, Nova. Next comment is from Rick. I would have joined a circle by now, but created one by accident, and there is a cooldown before joining another circle, so we'll join later or tomorrow. I think, did Eugen accept you into the circle? I think he did. Based on what I saw on... I don't know if he did or I did, to be honest. I feel like he may have done it. But yeah. I did see that. So, welcome to the circle. I just don't remember what was your... I just don't remember what was your name. I think it was Demo? Was it that one? So I think Eugen did accept you, and then I was referring to Happy Sugar Life. I'm gonna assume it was the main anime y'all were talking about yesterday. I'm gonna assume. Like I said, I don't know nothing about it besides from what you guys said. So that's all I got. But I think that's it from Rick. So thank you for the comments, Rick. Appreciate it. As always, next comment is from Ren. Maybe that's why I get kind of a low grade. When I see Umas with a stamina boost, I don't use him. So guess I'll try it. Huh? What do you mean? It's by stamina boost. Anyways, with 700, I'd rather get a PC, honestly. With 700... You could rather get a PC. Like, just a normal one. If you're trying to make it into a gaming PC, I'd save up the extra a little bit more just to make your PC be able to handle better things by getting slightly better parts. Because to me, 700, it's like walking into like Best Buy and getting one of the cheap ready to buy PCs, and I don't know how I feel about that. If I were gonna knowingly buy a gaming PC, I'd spend the extra money to ensure that I got better parts to ensure that I can play games more smoothly. Is what I'm saying. With 700, I'd rather hold on to it and save the money, is what I'm saying, to get the better gaming PC than getting a $700 PC. So yeah. I didn't get anyone from the Nikki collab. My luck for this collab was horrible. I don't know what collab and Nikki was going on. Because the only collab I'm aware of, at least based on the comment section, is Nova with Princess Connect. So I don't know what collab is going on in Nikki right now, unless it has been mentioned and I just don't remember. Which could be the case. But almost have 15,000 for the character ticket and the circle point thing. Got 13,460 at the moment. Nah, Blue Archive anime is way better than Happy Sugar Life. I haven't seen the Blue Archive anime yet. Also, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. What was with that AI response when you said good job? Oh, it's because I was reading an AI response from, well, basically an AI response, because it was an automated response that I was reading from the comment section, because in Nova's comment it was a short comment, so I guess it auto generated 3 responses and one of them was good job. No, so that's exactly why I read it that way, is because it was it was given by YouTube or Google. It was one of the suggested responses, so. The only thing that got me to check out Happy Sugar Life because I like the Yandere MC, because I am one myself. I didn't know that. So I do want to watch all the anime Yandere animes. I do want to watch all the anime Yandere animes. It's kind of weird that you said animes 2 times in that sentence, but watch School Days, Mirai Nikki. I will never see. The thing is, I actually enjoyed Mirai Nikki from the 2-3 times. I watched it 2-3 times, so I actually enjoyed Mirai Nikki. Though School Days, it's a total crap show. And I know we're talking about the yandere aspect, but to me, School Days as a whole was just utter crap. Mirai Nikki, I actually do like it. It's the whole, you know, wasn't that like the one where they were like fighting, kind of like the, was it Battle Royale type? I don't know. Was it that one? I think it was that one. Because yeah, she is literally the only, when it comes to yandere characters, she is the first one that pops up from, like the first character that pops up in my mind. But if you guys have seen Higurashi, then there's another one there too. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something about, it's just something about School Days that I just can't truly accept. The whole thing was just terrible to me. There wasn't even a single ounce of enjoyment there for me. So yeah, Mirai Nikki, I didn't really hate it or at all. So yeah. So yeah, my cat is like rubbing against me, meowing at me to get my attention and licking me. Maybe it's a cat that actually likes attention. 2076 horses turned into horse girls. And when I said we're all horse girls, it's because when we were isekai, the non-females got turned into women horse girls. When we were isekai, who is this we? We as in us? Who is this we? I'm talking about here and now reality. There are no horse girls. Except for Musume. When did we get isekai? I am still here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Ren? Who is this we? Day 48 of asking random questions. Llama anime girl or elephant girl anime? I like you asked the same question but with 2 different animals. I don't know. Llama, I guess. Random word of the day. Simply Rudolph reindeer. But is it really random if you're using a name and then just adding reindeer? Is it really random though? I say parody movie to Scream because like it goes exactly the same way, but there are definitely some cheap shots thrown at other scary movies. I think the reason being I don't just give it to Scream is because a lot of other horror movies are part of it. That's the only. Because to me, I don't necessarily remember the Scream parts when it comes to the scary movie, parody movie. For me, I think about like when they did The Grudge, or I think it was Scary Movie 4 with Shaq, and they were doing, was it Shaq? I think it was Shaq. And there was the Saw scene. Those are like the very few parts I remember. Other than that, I really can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. But I know I like Scary Movie 3 the best out of all of them. Honestly, I don't really like Rick and Morty myself. Never seen it in my life. So, can you say you don't like it if you've never seen it? Because I was watching a video and one of the guys said they don't like guac, but they've never had guac. So can you really say you hate it or don't like it without really having it? So yeah. Like I've seen Rick and Morty. A couple episodes due to like my example of, you know, being in the hotel rooms at night and watching late night TV, and that's just one of the things that is playing. It's okay to have in the background, but for me to enjoy it, I don't enjoy it. Honestly. Sorry to those who enjoy Rick and Morty, but I it's just not my thing. But hey, there's an anime for it now. Will you watch it? No, because I never even liked it to begin with. Because when I seen it originally, it's like asking me if I'm gonna see like the Suicide Squad isekai. That's what they called it, right? The DC one. Will I see it? I don't know how I feel about it. So that's what they did call it, that, right? Because yeah, they did call it that thing. Thank God. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably give the Suicide Squad isekai anime more of a chance than the Rick and Morty, and I ain't capping. I'd probably give that one more of a chance than Rick and Morty. Uh, I only said watch episode 1 because of the reveal of the guy's secret. You might like it. I, I, I don't like when people say I might like it, knowing that they are scheming to just get my reaction out of it, which is totally fine. But the only reason why I won't watch episode 1 is because if I start it, I'm gonna have to finish it. And if it's gonna, if I had more time, I probably would. I don't. If this is unlike school days ranking type of thing, I ain't gonna give it a second thought. I ain't gonna give it a second thought unless I really have time to watch something that will probably feel like a waste of time to me. I'm just being honest. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just not being explicit about it. But thanks for the video. Glad to know you're doing better. If you want a better understanding, just okay, hold on. Happy Sugar Life is just a high school girl. Doesn't know what love is. Girl finds little girl, takes care of her. She was already yandere as she stole the apartment by ending that. But yeah, she's just, I don't know. If it was not a little kid, maybe I would have. I'm not really into Yuri, so I don't want to watch more nowadays. That's basically how it feels for us guys when it comes to BL. When it comes to Yuri, we're alright with it, you know? But we don't actively look for it. If it pops up and we, you know, we'll be okay with it. But if we're talking about BL, it's kind of like you with Yuri. You're not really into it. Or you're not really, you know. But it sounds like you want to watch more nowadays, so. Because you said it yourself. And then Nova had responded saying, in my opinion, I think the Blue Archive anime was alright. They did keep the story for Volume 1 the same, but the downside is that they kind of rushed some content for the sake of the anime. I think that's how it usually is for the most part. When it comes to like manga to anime, they will cut off some parts, make it shorter in a sense. Or maybe because they feel like that part doesn't seem relevant or it shouldn't be animated, you know? So it is definitely understandable, especially coming from an IP to an or a game to an anime, right? That's, you know, a game to an anime. So we'll just see how that happens. Or was it something else? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't really know much about Blue Archive outside from what I can very barely remember from what I played and whatever is mentioned. If anything has been mentioned. Especially the final episode where there's more emotional scenes with Oji-san. I'm hoping they can do justice for the anime in season 2. But the recent turmoil with Project KV, the game is in a very stale state. Only time will tell if Nexon can bring this game back to life. That is true. Only time can tell. But thank you, Ren, for the comment and Nova for the response. Appreciate it as always. Next two comments are going to be from Tanogi. That's what I meant though, using 9 to 12 stamina inheritance instead of 2 power cards. That said, I'm barely hitting it with a MOB Nishino power card, so not sure if possible to 900 with a lower LB1, let alone 1000. Could be worth a try to pull out the good old Urara rather than borrowing a Guts and borrow a MOB Nishino instead. But the thing is, I did make it to 1000 on Suzuka when I did the Great Escape. And my stats for the Guts and Wise were a little off from being 1200. And my speed was like at 15, close to 16, I would say. So I would say it is possible because I am using 9 to 12 stars. 10 to be specific. I believe it's 10 when I counted. And even with 10, I am barely making it to 1000 with what I have. So if I'm only going to use 1 power card, and with the parents that I'm using, with the 10 stamina, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So I'd rather go with 2 power cards. I'd rather go with 2 power cards. That's just me being honest. I do have 10 on mine. I think I could see it here, right? I think. No. Well, I mean, because my tail should have 1 or 4, or should have 1 or 4, then the cap that I'm using should have 6, so that's why. So, yeah. If we're talking, if this was for my Simboli Rudolph and it doesn't it doesn't really necessarily matter because I'm only using one power card. So the 2 power cards doesn't matter. That's why I'm thinking you're still talking about my Suzuka run. But yeah, I think I'll be okay because even with when I did my run, my extra run for Great Escape Suzuka, I still reached almost 900. So but I just had a bad run that one, like I said. So I know it's possible because I already reached 1,000. It's just a matter of being able to spread out my stats a little bit more so I can get Wise and Guts higher, but also trying to get more speed to 1700 while still trying to keep everything else. So basically what I'm doing is I don't know. I'm just trying to get everything where I want it to be. So I'm trying to test it out with this scenario. Although it will change once we reach to the next scenario, and I'm for sure gonna have a harder time when it comes to Great Escape at that point. So we'll see what happens. It's not Ruby's overall rank of UD6, but rather the fact her stamina is 530 plus and held together by a questionable Guts Urara gold heal skill. That's why I said Ruby needs work and not Suzuka, who is also UD6 but good to go. I see. Well, if her stamina is at 500, I kind of don't know how I feel about it at 530. Because I think my range of comfort when it came down to mile distance at least was like 700. So 530 seems kind of low even with the questionable Guts gold skill from Urara. Because I definitely would have not picked that gold skill at all, even if it was my only option. I would rather just retrain. But yeah, I would say retrain Ruby while you still have time, I guess. But thank you for the comment, Sanoki. And lastly, last comment is from Eugen. Sometimes, even though the run during the junior and classic year is bad, there's a comeback in the senior year, which most of the training facilities are level 5 and bond up. What matters is the appearance of rainbow training and food usage. Well, what if I said that, I don't know, I usually say it throughout the whole video. I will say it in the middle when I start sussing out the stats. When it seems too low, I'll start saying it, I guess, towards the second summer, because that's where I'll really notice it. And then I'll definitely notice it in the Ura final. So I'm pretty sure I do mention it throughout. But the thing is, if I already start off bad in the first 2 years, as in if I reach the end, this is usually where I see if it's going to be turning point. It's either going to be good or bad depending on how my stats look after the first summer. If it's questionable, where it's kind of like, okay, it could be good, it could be bad, there's a chance. If I straight out see that it could be bad, or is going to be bad, there's no hope. And I'll guarantee it later on, depending on how the stats go. Because normally, the reason why I would say the stats are bad is because I don't see any rainbow training at all. Which usually is the case. So I'm not saying comebacks are impossible. But most of the time, I don't get that comeback. So that's why I say usually the run is dead by like somewhere in the final year. So yeah, that's why I say it like that. But other than that, thank you for the comments, Eugen, Nova, Tanoki, Rick, and Ren. I think that's it. So appreciate it as always. And with the stats, we ended off with 1506, speed 684, stamina 1259, power 1077, guts, and 1124 on Wise, with an S aptitude on mile distance. So yeah, even with 2 power cards and the well, for my Suzuka that I trade was already is better than this Taiki Shuttle because it has more stamina. It has way more power at 1400, about the same speed, and guts and wise will say it's about pretty much the same. So yeah, so with me even having 2 speed, it still pretty much still fell about the same run. It's just I think this one's gonna be a UF run. So yeah. See, this is with 1 power card, which is my power card, and with the 10 star and stamina inheritance, and I'm at what's about 700 600 stamina, about 700, so it's not really that great also, so which is why I still run 2 power cards, because I already know how far my parents' setup goes with 1 power card. And that's basically to get me comfortable for a non-Great Escape character. Because I want my stamina to be around 700. So being a little less is okay if I can get a white skill, stamina recovery skill. But here we are. Let's see. This one should have 6. I don't know if I could see it, though. That's the only question. Yeah, this one has 1, but I know it has 3 in the grandparents. So, oh, here, we could check it. Yeah, so this is a Teo with 1, and then with the grandparents for not that one. And then this one 7, 10. And that one went to power. So yeah, I'm running 10. Obviously, it would be better if I did run a max limit break one. But to reach 1,000, I don't think so. I don't think so. And yes, I could check for a better stamina thing parent, but I do have one that does give a better stamina. I think it's probably a 3-star maybe. I think it's my 3-star dial one. The only difference is it has less white factors, and I don't want to give up having more white factors for that. So that is why I run with 2 power. So yeah. With that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys did make it this far, I do want to say thank you. You guys can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Now let me know what you guys thought of the run. This run was definitely on the bad side. We failed training, I think 2 or 3 times. 2 for sure. 3, don't know. I did realize that rainbow training did not appear as much for Guts and Wise. I guess you could say also for Speed, because Speed didn't make it to 1700. So yeah, definitely one of those runs again. Sadly, I think we did better with her last week, because our Wise didn't even make it to 1200, but because we didn't get as much rainbow training out of it. But if there's anything else you guys do want to talk about or ask me, leave it down in the comment section. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. And also, if you guys haven't joined the circle, feel free to join the circle that I'm in. It's called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. Then after that, go to the comment section or to the Discord server and go to the circle request channel. And on either or, let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure that I'm accepting you into the circle and not anyone else, because I don't want to accidentally accept someone else than you, right? So, with that being said, guys, thank you once again. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.